Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Ship and Read It. Today I'll be doing episode 4 of a series that I am hoping to finish sometime soon. So before I jump into all the books that I want to read for this video, if you are new to this channel, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below as well as hit the notification bell. But I'm excited to dive into all the books / series that I am hoping to finish this time around. And hopefully, if you have watched my previous videos, I will have higher ratings for this series than I feel like I have been for, like, my track record has not been the greatest so far, so we'll see how this goes. So for this video, I'm going to tackle 3 of the series that I'm hoping to finish. I will link above and down below the original list of all the books / series I was hoping to finish, so you can kind of see like all the books that I'm hoping to tackle. So for this video, I'm going to have 3 series. The first one is going to be the Gilded series. This is book 2, and I don't have book 3 yet, but I need to go pick that up after I finish this one. But I am very excited for this one. This was kind of, people kept saying that this was similar to Six of Crows, but I feel like there is some similarities with the whole heist element, but other than that, that's kind of where the similarity ends. This book is really focused on like puzzle solving, and there's a lot of like Egyptian themes in the first book, if I remember correctly, and like the friendships of the main crew. I remember that I liked some of them, I remember I didn't like some of them, so I'm gonna have to reread the first book because it's been a very hot minute. But I'm excited to dive into this book and just finish off the series and see how much I like it. But I'm excited for it. I feel like people either love the first book or they didn't. I think that was also partly because of the comparison between Six of Crows in it, and there's some similarities. It's like saying that, you know, a sci-fi is related to a sci-fi because it's about space, you know, and like that's how it's like related, but that's it, you know. And that's kind of how I see this book compared to Six of Crows. But yeah, I'm excited for either way, and definitely cannot wait to finish off the series. So the next series I'm hoping to pick up is The Faithless Hawk by Margaret Owen. This is the last and final book to the duology. I might have to reread the first book as well because, again, it's been a very hot minute. All I remember is about a girl called like Fi and this other guy, and things kind of happen, and she's like in charge of this like band of crows. And this book kind of follows the aftermath of the first book, where there's some sort of like army and some sort of like war going on. So we'll see how that goes. Again, I might have to read the first one again because I don't remember everything that happened in the first book. And finally, the last series I'm hoping to tackle is the Shadow Me series by Tahara Mafi. This is the original trilogy. I read the original trilogy, have not continued on with the continuation trilogy. I have 2 other books in this series, but I have to look to make sure which books they are in the series, if they are like book 4 or book 5, and you know what books am I missing. But obviously this is book 1. I might have to reread the whole series again because last time I read this, I was on a trip in France, and that was many years ago at this point. So yeah, I just remember the first time I read this book, I did not like it. I listened to an audiobook and I couldn't get into it at all. The second time I picked it up physically, I think it was physically, and I adored it. Like, I fell in love with Warner. Like, he was all the feels. And yeah, I feel like I just need to reread the whole series again because there are definitely characters I absolutely adored, and then there were characters that I was very annoyed with, aka the main character. But still, like, I feel like the side characters more than make up for her shortcomings. So anyway, this is a very quick intro for all the books I'm hoping to pick up, but these are the 3 series that I'm going to tackle this time around. Hopefully I will adore all 3 of the series and actually have a good, you know, outcome for a video for this vlog series because has not been the greatest so far. Anyways, I'm very excited to tackle these, and yeah, next time I update you guys will be when I read one book, or at least start one book, and give you my thoughts on it. Hey guys, so this is my first update for this vlog, and I don't even remember when I started this vlog because I did it such a long time ago, and I had all the intentions to finish this like super fast, but that did not happen. And please ignore this because I injured my wrist the other day. I think I just been like using my computer and my laptop, like using like when I'm typing, because I'm always on my computer, and it started to injure it. So now I have this like wrist guard, and hopefully it gets better soon. But anyways, I've been trying to read the series, and I finally have an update because I am now finally on book 3 of The Bronze Beast by Roshni Chokshi. This is the 3rd and final book to the trilogy, and I am currently on page 214, so I've definitely made quite a lot of progress since the series. I started the first book and finished the first book for my magical readathon. Ended up being a quest that I was doing, and then since then I have been tackling book 2, which I just finished, and now I'm on book 3, and I can safely say that this series is actually really freaking good. It's not like my favorite series for sure, but it's right now solid 4-star series. It's fascinating, it's action-packed, there's a lot of romance, there's a lot of like friendships and just a lot of relationships that are being tested and tried, and it's just really fascinating to read. It's also really interesting to see like how all of their relationships have changed from the beginning of the series to now the end of the series, with Severin and Layla and Enrique and Hypnos and all those characters. It's just a journey. It's been a journey, and I feel like right now I am ready for the series to finish, and I cannot wait to see how everything will conclude, because they've gone through so much and there's just so much like misunderstandings and expectations, and I just liked how the author really portrayed, you know, relationships, because I think it's such a realistic depiction on this, because relationships are not usually linear, you know, there's ups and downs, it flows and ebbs, and I think that the author did a really good job of portraying like the friendship, the romances, just like the expectations and the trust and the betrayal of this whole, you know, group of friends. And it's been a really interesting process so far. In terms of like the action and everything, I can say that I like it. I feel like it's a little bit confusing at times, but it's also really interesting, especially with all like the puzzles and how they are trying to figure things out. I feel like the first book definitely had the most like puzzle solving elements to it, in terms of just like the cubes and, you know, the images and just deciphering all of that. I think the second book started to be more about the adventure, and now that we're on the third book, I feel like it's now more like riddles. So it's definitely has, you know, changed throughout the series. I do like the puzzle solving aspect more in the first book though, just because I thought that was really cool and just really unique. I don't really know a lot of books that deal with all of that, but the one thing I do really like is how it really incorporates so many different cultures and backgrounds with, you know, the gods that are mentioned, the history that's mentioned, just a lot of different things that are mentioned. I think it's really fascinating. I mean, this is all I can really say in terms of my update for now. I'm hoping to finish this by probably not today, but like tomorrow, I'm hoping, because I really want to get started with another vlog that I'm trying to do for May. And it's been like, I have so many ideas and I just don't feel like I have the time to really like read everything, because, you know, reading takes a lot of time, and I'm also trying to like go out and do a lot of things, so I'm balancing between like being social while also trying to read, while also trying to relax and just like watch TV and also work obviously, and like working out. So it's just been like, it's been a balance and a fine line, I guess, with just balancing out all that stuff. So I don't know, it's been tiring, and now I injured my freaking wrist, which freaking like, it doesn't hurt per se, but it's just like it aches and it's kind of like sore, and I'm just like, what the fuck did I do? I have no idea. I think like, I don't want to say I have like carpal tunnel, because it feels like I strained it, like I did something. It feels like a few years ago when I first moved to LA and I was like putting something up my suitcase, and I had put like all my heaviest shit in my smallest suitcase, so when I was putting it up to my overhead bin, I ended up like spraining my thumb because of it, because it was just so heavy, and I don't know, I did something wrong, and it feels like that. That's what it feels like. It's not like super painful, but every once in a while, like I'll do something and it'll like twinge and it'll be like, So I don't know, but this is what getting old is like. I don't want it. I'd rather go back to being young, and like this is super annoying. But anyways, point is, I'm now reading the series and I'm almost done with it, and then once I finish this series, I'm going to take, I guess, a little break again. Like, I don't know when this video is going to go up, to be honest, because it's been such a freaking long time, but I do want to get some of my reading done for some other videos, and then I'm going back to this and just solely focus on this while also tackling my, like, you know, regular monthly TBRs. So anyways, just want to hop in and give you an update, because I have not updated anything at all for this video, and it has not been great. Hello, and I am back with an actual update this time, because I managed to finish my first series for this video, and that is the Gilded Wolves series. This is the third and final book that's called The Bronze Beast, and this book was just so beautiful, like the way how the book ended, the way how everything concluded with their journey and all of their relationships. Like when that climax happened, it was like everything. And then as like the book continued, like afterward, it was just beautiful. I really freaking enjoyed it. I would say that the first book was 4 stars. The second book was probably the weakest, but still like a 4-star-ish type read. And this last book, it's not 5 stars, but it's like a 4.5 stars. But the way how it ended just made the whole series very sweet to me. So anyways, that's all I'm gonna really say for this update. Absolutely loved it. I don't know when I'm gonna pick up the next series I'm hoping to read for this video, but hopefully soon, honestly, because I do want to get this video up sooner rather than later. So here's hoping I can get to reading all the books that I'm trying to read. So just doing a super quick update right now since I am in the middle of a few things, but I did manage to finish reading Shatter Me, which is going to be the first part of my reread for the Shatter Me series, so I can continue on with the rest of the series, which is going to be part of this vlog. And I really enjoyed my reread. It was just very nostalgic. I read this book many years ago, I feel like, at this point, and it was fun to just kind of like rekindle myself with the characters and the plots, and just kind of seeing like how everything transitioned from the beginning to the end of the first trilogy, because obviously I know how, or like I vaguely remember how things end, especially with certain characters and their relationships with each other. So it's super fascinating to kind of see like the beginning again and see how that all gets transformed and how that gets shifted throughout the books. So I'm excited to like continue on with the series, and I'm gonna pick up the second book probably as an ebook because I tried to order on Amazon and I don't think it's arriving until like a couple days later. So I'm gonna try to get a head start on the ebook that I'm gonna get from the library, and then we'll go from there. But I have not picked up an ebook in so freaking long. I don't even know like which book I read last, to be honest, on ebook. So anyway, I just want to jump in, let you guys know that I have managed to finish, or at least started, my reread, and then I just have a couple more books to go, and then I still have to continue on with the last series I'm hoping to read, which is the Faithless Hawk series. That was still a long time coming. I have not even started picking up the book yet, and I still have to finish this series, so this is gonna be a while. All right, so I just want to jump in and give this quick update on my reading for this vlog, because I don't think I've updated you guys for a while now. But I am now on to the third book of the Shatter Me series. It's Ignite Me, and I just finished Unravel Me the other day, and I am obsessed. Like this book, this series is like one of my favorites from when I read it many years ago, and I am happy to say that it's still so freaking good to this day. The only difference really is that I am now more like conscious of how some of the characters are a little bit more toxic, and I'm able to recognize that and be like, okay, like what you're saying is like not okay. And not that I didn't recognize that beforehand, but I feel like it's more prominent now. But overall, like I'm really enjoying it. I also feel like I understand Juliet a little bit more and where she's coming from now that I'm doing a reread, because I feel like last time I read this book, I felt like she was very whiny, and I still feel like she's still whiny, but like I can understand like her reasoning and where she's coming from and her backstory, and understand her a bit more. So I feel like I'm empathizing with her a bit more this time around. But overall, I'm really enjoying this book. I absolutely love Kenji and James still, as always. Kenji is still like such a goofball, and I just love his energy and his dynamic and his relationships with Juliet, with Adam, with everyone, you know, just making the team cohesive. Just love everything. So as of right now, I think I gave Shatter Me like 4 stars. Unravel Me, I want to give it 5 stars. It's just such a good book. And then right now I'm on Ignite Me. I'm on page 263, so I feel like I'm getting close to finishing. It's just such a fun, fast read. Like I'm just whizzing through it, and once I'm done with this, I'm going to continue on with like the newer books, which I have over there. I have like Destroy Me, I think it's like the 4th book, and then I think I have Defy Me, I'm not sure. But either way though, like cannot wait to continue the series. I'm loving it, and it's just such a good read so far, and I cannot wait to just dive everything. Like just, it's so good. Like I'm obsessed. Like you have no idea. Like I'm just loving everything that I'm reading right now. All right, so I'm just jumping in quickly. Ignore my like hot mess look. It is like I'm about to work right now, and I'm just like looking like a hot mess. But I want to just update you guys on my readings. I just managed to finish reading Ignite Me while I was eating breakfast, and I loved it. My reread is officially over and I'm so excited to actually dive into the next series, like the series that I have not picked up yet, and like the whole purpose of me rereading it, because I loved everything about Ignite Me, just like all the culminations of all these like secrets that were not shared until this very last second, and just like all the action that happened at the very end, just so much that happened, and I'm just like so happy that I read it. Like the entire time I read it, I was just like, yes, like I am excited. But anyways, I do have the next book in the series, Restore Me, here, and I cannot wait to dive more into it. I can't wait really just to see more about Kenji and Aaron, and Adam is like kind of there too, but mostly James as well. Like those three characters are the ones that I'm very invested in, and I cannot wait to see more. And it says that this book kind of takes place 16 days after the events of the last book, so definitely some stuff that happens, and I can't wait to dive into it. Like I'm literally so excited to just jump into this book right now, and hopefully it's freaking amazing, because I really feel like it would be really good. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys, let you guys know that I have managed to finish reading my reread of that series, and so far I'm really loving it. All right guys, it's been like a hot second since I have last updated you guys, but I have done some reading. Honestly, the past like week, I think it's been a week since I last updated you guys, has been just insane. I got kittens. I got 2 kittens. They're somewhere in this apartment. They have just been scampering around. I got them yesterday, and they're just wild. I forgot how much effort kittens are, as opposed to like an older cat, because I used to foster kittens and they were only there for like 2 weeks, but now I'm like, okay, so technically my boyfriend's taking one of them, but his place can't have kittens, so I was like, you just leave the kitten at my place. The kitten has a sister, and so my dad is like really adamant about me keeping the sister, because he's like, well then they're gonna be separate and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I mean, at this point, like 1-2 kittens, like they're going to be a lot of effort either way, so I don't think it's a huge difference on my end. Can you guys see the kittens? Look at them. They're just like running wild, and yeah. So anyways, point is I have 2 kittens now, and I'm like debating if I want to keep both of them. Well, one of them, well, my boyfriend takes the other, but I don't know, they're just so much energy. And anyways, point is though, I've done some reading in the meantime, and I finished Restore Me, which is book number 4 of the series. I really enjoyed it. Oh my god, they're just literally just going crazy. I really enjoyed it, and I am so excited to continue on with the series. So I have started Define Me, which is book number 5, and I am now on page 146, so definitely made quite some progress here already. I'm really hoping to finish this book sometime today or tomorrow, to be honest, and depending on like how busy I am and just like the cats in general. But I am really enjoying the book so far, and I definitely cannot wait to continue reading ASAP. And just, yeah, like I'm really hoping to finish this book sometime later today, and then I have the last and final book that I want to finish. There's just so much about this book that's just gone so crazy with the characters and the plot. Like there's just so much backstory now with Juliet and Warner, and kind of like just their history again and again, and you just see how much the reestablishment have really influenced the two of them, and like the trajectory of their past and their present and future. It's just wild to see like how much control and how much influences they had over these two characters, which honestly is so sad to think about. But like the past me who have read the first 3 books many years ago never would have thought this is the way how the book is going to go and continue, but I'm here now, and I'm just like, dang, this explains so much, but also like I need to know more. All right, so it is technically the next day, and I'm happy to report that I did in fact finish Define Me by Tahara Mafi. I also gonna give this book, okay, this is more like a 4.5 star read. It was still really good, but I just feel like for some reason the other one just was a little better. But this book was so good, I finished it, and now I am on Imagine Me, which I am on page 80. So definitely haven't made too much progress, but I am hoping to finish the book probably not today, but like tomorrow at the very latest, and then I'll just recap my overall thoughts about the series. But I am loving the series so much. I'm flying through. Yesterday, I think when I updated you guys, I was still on page like 100 something, and flew through this book. It was such an easy read. There's about 350 pages in here. It was so fast, it was easy to read, and I just loved the characters. I love all the issues that was happening, like the obstacles they're going through. Like, I don't love them, but it's like very action oriented, you know, so it's like high stakes, high action, like hype, very fast paced, and I was just like very invested with the story. And so now I am on the last book of the series, and I'm hoping to see how everything wraps up eventually, because there's so much about the story, about the world, that I have questions, and I'm very excited to see like how Tower Mafi will like wrap everything up with it and just see where everything goes. So I'm excited. I am going to finish this, like I said, hopefully tonight, but most likely by tomorrow, to be honest. Hey guys, so just wanted to update you guys on my reading, since I haven't updated you guys for the past couple of days, but I have been traveling. I went on a weekend getaway to Santa Barbara, and I finished reading Imagine Me, which is the last and final book to the series I was trying to read. I still have one more series I'm trying to tackle in this video, so hopefully I will get to that sometime soon and then I can get this video up. But I really enjoyed the conclusion of this series. Please ignore all those noises in the back because my cats are everywhere and they're just making a havoc in my apartment. But why are you laughing? But I just really liked how everything concluded in this book, because it was just such a good conclusion in terms of Juliet and Warner, and just kind of like all the events that occurred to them throughout the entire series, and just seeing how everything concluded and unfolded. I also love Kenji and James. I do wish that James had a bigger role, because I feel like in the first original series he definitely had like a bigger, like minor side character role, but I feel like in the second half of the series he definitely fell off the radar. There were a few books where he just wasn't mentioned, or like he was mentioned like maybe once or twice and that was it, and I kind of wish that he played a bigger role. Same with Adam, to be honest. I feel like the last book could have been really fascinating if there were some chapters with Adam's perspective, because the last book had Kenji, Warner, and Juliet. Well, actually I think the last two books had the three of them, but I feel like the last book could have also made use of Adam's perspective and kind of like what he was doing, and especially because he was in the reestablishment, and just kind of like everything that he was doing on his end, because I feel like that would have brought so much new perspective into the story and just new layers. So I feel like that was the only thing that was kind of missing with the series, but overall I really enjoyed it, and I'm just glad how everything concluded. So anyways, I was gonna say for this particular series, now I have to just move on to the last and final series, and hopefully I'll get to that soon. It's been like a couple weeks, I think, like maybe a bit of a month or two when I have last update you guys. I haven't really done much reading for this video, but I just picked up The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen. This is the first book in the Merciful Crow series, a duology. My goal is to read both of the books this time around, and I just had to read the last one really, but because it's been a couple years since I read that first book, Merciful Crow, I decided to do a reread right now and just kind of like go from there. That way I can actually go into the second book remembering what happened in the first book. So it's kind of my plans right now. I just started earlier today. I am on page 24, so definitely not a lot of progress. I don't really remember if I read this physically last time or if I listened to an audio, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I gave this book 3.5 stars when I read this a couple years ago, so we'll see if that still stands true, or if things happen this time around. And like, watch me DNF it, because like I think I've DNF a lot of books recently that it's not too out of the norm for me to DNF it this time around, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, I've done some reading, and let's just talk about what I've been reading so far for The Merciful Crow. I am about halfway through. Specifically, I am on page 212, so as you can see here, I'm a little bit more than halfway through, maybe like 60% of the way, and I'm enjoying it. I do feel like it's a little slow, but because I kind of know what's happening, I know like what to kind of expect, so it's not really making a huge impact on my reading experience overall. But I do feel like I'm reading books slower these days. I don't know, like I'm just like, it's not like I'm not in the mood. I'm definitely in the mood, but it's just like I'm so busy doing things like just personal life right now, that I've just been scrambling, and so reading and just finding time to read has definitely taken a backseat, unfortunately. So I think because of that, I've just been reading things a little bit on the slower end. This cat wants to say hello. Anyways, so I'm enjoying it so far as the second reread, or my first reread technically, and I'm curious to see like how things end. Well, I already know, but like I'm curious to see how the series will end once I actually get to the second book, so I'm excited to go through that. But yeah, I just want to let you guys know that I've been reading so far, and hopefully I will be able to finish off the series very soon. But I'm really enjoying the banter between the characters, especially like Fee, Tavin, and Jazz. Just a lot of camaraderie between all three of them, a lot of growth between their characters just because of what they were, like who they were beforehand, and kind of like the events right now and kind of like where they are now. Just a lot of development from all the characters, and I'm really enjoying the magic system the second time. I feel like because I have read this book, I do understand the magic system more, and it's easier for me to like fully grasp everything versus like the first time I read it. I feel like it took me a long time to just understand everything, and I feel like because of that it kind of took my enjoyment out of the book because I was trying to scramble to like find out what exactly is the magic system, what is happening, etc. And this time it's like I already know the magic system, I just need to like really focus on the actual plot. Okay, Jobu, like you're literally just being, anyways, look at this cat here, she's so cute. Yeah, she's like very affectionate, like she loves attention, but at the same time she's like really independent, but like she craves attention. Like if you're not around, like as soon as you show up, she like comes to you and is like, hello, I'm here. But then like once you're like sitting down doing your stuff, she kind of just like goes on her own and just does her own thing too. But anyways, look at this cutie patootie. The other cat is just massaging over there and licking the blankets. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to continue reading. I'm hoping to finish this book probably this weekend, and then I can finally start on the last book in the series, and then I can finally finish the series, this vlog, because this vlog has been a couple months in the making, to be quite honest. Like wild. Like I don't even remember which series I read. I know I read the Shadow Me series, but I had read another series prior to that, but it's been so long, like literally months, that I don't remember which series. So hopefully I get it finished soon, like this month, and I can actually post this video very shortly. I'm super excited to actually jump in and let you guys know what my reading has been, because I just finished reading The Merciful earlier this morning, and I had to say I actually liked this second time around, like this reread, way more than I liked it the first time around. I mean, the first time I think I gave it like 3.5 stars, and this time I would say it's a solid 4-star read, so it's not like a huge difference in rating, but I just found myself enjoying the progress of this journey and the story and the characters a lot more the second time around. I'm not sure exactly why that is the case, but maybe it's because I just took my time reading it. I wasn't in a rush. Not that I was in a rush the first time, I feel like, but I don't know, I just feel like I just really took my time to just digest everything. And I think also because I kind of already knew the system, the magic system, prior to reading the second time around, that it just flowed a lot nicer for me. So I really enjoyed this book. So 4 stars for sure. And then now I am reading The Faithless Hawk, which is the second book in this duology, and I am on page 12. So not a ton of progress has been made, but I am hoping to finish this in the next couple days for sure. Trying to read a little bit more today and see how that goes, but I've just been so busy with like life things these days, and I don't know, it's just struggling. So either way though, I'm excited to kind of see how this book will end and conclude. Time for a quick update. I am still reading The Faithless Hawk. I am now on page 122, and honestly I am going through it pretty quickly because I just started it yesterday, and I am really enjoying this book. It is so fascinating, and I'm just really enjoying like everything that's happening, the characters, the plot. There's so much that happened already, and you're just like so easily sucked into the story. I'm so glad I reread the first book, because I feel like if I didn't read the first book again, I don't think I would have been able to grasp what's happening or like the world again as quickly in the second book. But now that I have everything fresh in my mind, it's just really easy to go right into it and just understand what's happening and just be absorbed with the plot and the story and like the whole political aspect of the throne right now. Just a really good book, so I'm really happy I'm reading it. I'm really hoping to finish it probably, I want to say like this weekend, but I doubt it, since I don't think I'll be home very much the rest of the day, and I don't think I'll have much time to read it. And tomorrow I think we're like, I don't know, my boyfriend and I are doing like some stuff tomorrow. I really don't know how much time I'll actually get to read this book, but I'm hoping to get a good chunk of it this weekend at least. Maybe like just a little bit left for Monday perhaps, we'll see. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Definitely can't wait to just continue on with the story. Also, just a little quick, look at this, how cute she is. She was just like right next to me this entire time, and she was just like trying to get my attention. But look at that face, how cute. She's like, what's happening? What's happening? Anyways, just wanted to jump in and let you guys know that I've been reading, and hopefully I'll be able to finish it soon. I'm hoping that I might do one more update and let you guys know like how everything's going, but I think realistically speaking, I probably would just finish the book and give you guys an update and just wrap everything up by that point. Because I don't really want to spill too much about this book since it's the final book in the series. But anyways, I'm really happy I am reading this book right now. Guys, this book is so freaking good. I am now on page 308, so I am actually making really good progress. I don't have a lot to go. I'm really hoping I finish the book tonight, but I'm really enjoying it so far. And yeah, just loving all the characters and like what is happening with this book with Tavin and Fee or Fi. I don't really know how to pronounce her name. Just like all the characters, there's so much going on. Like I am shooketh sometimes with just like the plot twists and turns and just like the trajectory of like all the political aspects to it. So really excited about this, and yeah, definitely cannot wait to finish this off as soon as possible. But I'm really happy that I got a chance to just finish off the series now because it is really freaking good. Guys, I managed to finish reading Faithless Hawk, which I really enjoyed. I'm giving that book 4 stars, but I am going to make this very quick update because I'm actually heading to the gym. I haven't worked out in a couple days and I feel like I need, you know, to go to the gym, so I'm going to head out in a couple minutes. But I did want to just let you guys know that I have finished the book and I am going to do like my full outro when I get back from the gym and just kind of go through all the books I read and like my ratings, and just because I don't remember what the first series I read as actually, so I need to look that up and see like what I read for this video. Because I know I read the Shadow Me series and I read this series, and I'm so happy that I finished the series because this was really freaking good. Definitely a 4-star series, and yeah, like I'm just happy I read it. I loved how everything ended. Like there's just so much like angst in the book, especially with Tavin, and I'm just like, tell me, like I need to know. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was such an easy breezy read, just enjoying myself while reading it, so really happy I read it. But anyways, I need to go to the gym now and I will update you guys with my full stats and everything later. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly finish out the vlog right now. I end up not going to the gym as I was trying to earlier, or my yoga place, because I got there and I guess they were like doing construction in the building, but there was like no real signs in terms of like where they're located. It's been forever looking for it. I finally found it, and I was maybe like a minute or 2 late and the doors were locked and there's no one inside. I knocked on the door. I'm very annoyed. Like I literally got there and I was like, wow. So anyways, point is, I'm going to the gym soon though. Thankfully my boyfriend has like a gym downstairs, so I'm just gonna go there and work out instead. But I did want to close out this vlog and let you guys know what I've been reading for this video. So I finished the Merciful series just now, and this series I'm going to give 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I just loved how everything concluded. I just loved how the characters developed and just what actually happened with the crows and their birthright, and you know what the covenant is, etc. Just so much stuff was concluded in this book, and I really enjoyed that. So I definitely recommend this one if you're looking for a really good young adult fantasy book. And then for the other 2 series that I read for this video, I read the Gilded series, which I gave 4 stars to. I think the first book was the strongest if I remember correctly, and then I think the second book was okay if I remember correctly. But either way, the whole series I gave 4 stars, and then the other series I finished was the Shadow Me series, which I gave 5 stars. There is 1 or 2 books in there that I think I gave 4 stars, but the rest were all 5-star reads. I just loved everything about Juliet and Adam, and well, not really Adam, but Warner and Kenji. Like all those characters were just such a phenomenal, like such a fun time to read. So that's what to say for this video. Let me know down below if you have read any of these books before. What did you guys think about them? What do you guys think about my thoughts for these series? But as always, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel, and if you see more content of me, please don't hesitate to subscribe down below, as well as the notification bell. And as always, don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.